So those are some kind of ancient critiques. But the one that I think is most important this week is Jean Meslier. Now, Meslier is not that well known. He was alive as the 17th and 18th century. And he was a French priest, and he was a priest all his life in a small parish, and he was a very good priest, and he really cared for his parishioners. He stood up against the nobles. He was a very kind of ethical individual who gave his money to the poor. But here's the crazy thing, right? Unbeknownst to anybody, every night he was writing this book called Testament, which was this searing critique of Christianity, of the existence of God, of Christ. Like this massive book that he was working on. Never talked about it. He was preaching every Sunday. He was looking after his parishioners. He was being kind. He was caring for the poor. He was doing all of that as a priest, when he was actually, you say at night, secretly writing this huge critique. And after he died, it was discovered, and it was published as Testament. Now, the funny thing is, this book is largely considered to be the first systematic description of atheism, right? The first truly rich, deep, and consistent, systematic critique of classical theism. And it's by a priest. Right? And the reason why I think that's important is because I said earlier about how the negation comes out of the affirmation, right? The best negation is the one that knows this inside out, knows the affirmation inside out, starts to encounter its contradictions and antagonisms and difficulties, and then generates the negation. And so the fact that Meslier, this committed priest, this very good priest, a very moral priest, is really the first atheist insofar as the first person to write a systematic critique of theism is very fascinating, and he was important for people like Voltaire. But he's not that well known, but you'll see some of his work in a few days.